Life can feel overwhelming when everything seems to demand a reaction. Someone's words hurt you, situations go wrong, plans fall apart, and disappointment weighs heavy on your heart. In those moments, it's easy to feel like you must fix everything, defend yourself, or force outcomes to go your way. But what if the true strength is not in reacting, but in stepping back? What if peace begins the moment you decide to let go and trust Allah? When you release what is beyond your control, you allow Allah to take over, and His way is always wiser, gentler, and far more perfect than ours. 1. Reacting impulsively can worsen situations. When we react without thinking, we often act from a place of heightened emotion. Whether it is anger, frustration, or hurt, these emotions can cloud judgment. An impulsive reaction may lead to words or actions we cannot take back. In many cases, the situation itself may have been manageable, but the reaction is what escalates it. By responding too quickly, misunderstandings grow, relationships suffer, and peace of mind is lost. Islam encourages self-control, especially in moments of emotional intensity. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, emphasized that true strength is measured by one's ability to control anger, not by physical power. When we pause before responding, we allow our heart and mind to realign with patience and clarity. Even a short moment of silence can shift the entire direction of a situation. Choosing not to react immediately does not mean ignoring the issue. It simply means giving yourself time to understand it better. Reflection provides space to respond wisely instead of emotionally. This mindful calmness protects our dignity, preserves relationships, and nurtures inner peace. Over time, it becomes a habit that leads to more thoughtful communication and a more grounded way of living. 2. Trust in Allah's plan. Trusting in Allah's plan means accepting that not everything in life will unfold the way we expect. We may desire something deeply or fear a certain outcome, but Allah's knowledge is beyond what we can see or understand. He knows what we need when we need it, and what may harm us, even if we believe it is good. When we remember this, our hearts become lighter because we no longer carry the burden of trying to control every detail of our lives. This trust is built through faith. Faith that Allah cares for us more than we care for ourselves. Every delay, every challenge, and every unanswered question has a purpose. Sometimes what feels like a setback is actually protection. Sometimes what feels like loss is preparation for something better. We may not immediately see the wisdom, but with time, clarity arrives. Trusting Allah also means continuing to put in effort while surrendering the outcome. We do our best and leave the results to Him. This brings emotional stability and spiritual comfort, because we know that whatever happens, Allah is guiding our path with mercy, love, and perfect wisdom. 3. Silence and restraint are forms of strength. There is a unique power in choosing silence when provoked. Many people assume that responding quickly or speaking louder proves confidence or authority. However, true inner strength shows when a person remains composed even when emotions are stirred. Silence allows your mind to stay clear and prevents the situation from being fueled by tension or pride. It is not about avoiding reality, but about allowing yourself the space to choose a measured, thoughtful response. Restraint teaches discipline of the heart. When you stop yourself from reacting instantly, you are not surrendering. Rather, you are showing mastery over your impulses. This builds emotional intelligence, helping you understand yourself and others more deeply. You begin to recognize when a reaction is unnecessary unhelpful, or harmful. Silence also protects your peace. It preserves your dignity by preventing rash words that could hurt yourself or others. In silence, the heart becomes still enough to listen, not just to people, but to your own conscience and to divine guidance. Over time, this practice strengthens your character. It cultivates maturity, wisdom, and a calm presence that influences others in a positive way. Choosing silence, then, becomes an act of power rooted in self-awareness and spiritual stability. 4. Making dua and seeking guidance. When life becomes overwhelming, turning to Allah through dua is a powerful way to regain emotional balance and clarity. Dua is not only a request for change in our circumstances, it is also a means of opening our hearts to comfort and reassurance. When we raise our hands and speak to Allah, we acknowledge that our strength is limited and His is limitless. This act shifts our mindset from worry to reliance, allowing the heart to release tension and anxiety. Seeking guidance means inviting Allah to guide our thoughts, decisions, and actions. Often, when we try to solve everything on our own, we end up feeling exhausted and unsure. But when we include Allah in our process, we feel supported and less alone, even if the situation has not yet changed. Clarity begins to unfold gradually, and confusion begins to fade. Dua also nurtures hope. It reminds us that no situation is too heavy or too complicated for Allah. Even when results are delayed, every sincere supplication is heard. What matters most is consistency and trust. By regularly turning to Allah, we strengthen our connection with Him, and this spiritual closeness brings peace that cannot be found through worldly solutions alone. 5. Patience allows time for Allah's wisdom to unfold. Patience is not simply waiting. It is trusting that every moment has a purpose. When things do not happen as quickly as we hope, it is natural to feel disappointed or uncertain. However, Allah's timing is always deliberate. There are lessons, growth, and preparation happening in the background that we may not immediately see. What appears as a delay can be a period of strengthening, shaping our character, deepening our faith, and refining our intentions. When we rush outcomes, we may overlook valuable guidance or make choices driven by fear. Patience gives us the opportunity to observe, reflect, and move forward with clarity rather than confusion. It transforms hardship into a process of development, where we learn resilience and gratitude in ways comfort cannot teach. During moments of waiting, subtle blessings often emerge, new perspectives, unexpected support, or opportunities for self-improvement. These changes prepare us to receive what is destined for us in the best possible state. With patience, the heart remains open to understanding that Allah's plan is always greater than immediate desires. Over time, things begin to make sense, and we recognize that what unfolded was precisely what we needed, exactly when we were ready for it. 6. Letting go of what you cannot control. Letting go is an act of wisdom and self-preservation. When we constantly try to control situations, outcomes, or people, we create unnecessary stress within ourselves. Life is full of moments that unfold beyond our influence, and holding on tightly only leads to frustration and emotional exhaustion. Recognizing your limits is not defeat, it is clarity. It allows you to invest your energy where it truly matters, instead of being consumed by what is outside your reach. Releasing control also nurtures inner peace. It removes the pressure of trying to manage every detail and opens space for calmness and emotional balance. When you let go, you begin to protect your heart from needless worry. You create room for positivity, healing, and renewed strength. Spiritually, letting go reinforces your reliance on Allah. It means acknowledging that the final outcome was never in your hands to begin with. You put in effort where you can, and where you cannot, you trust Allah to take over. This shift in mindset deepens your connection to Him and reduces the weight on your shoulders. Over time, you begin to live with more surrender, more peace, and more trust in the divine wisdom guiding your life. Learning to not react and trusting Allah with what you cannot control brings inner peace, patience, and clarity. Life becomes lighter when we focus on what we can influence and leave the rest to Him. Embrace patience, dua, and restraint, and watch how your heart transforms. If you found this message meaningful, share it with others and subscribe for more inspiring reminders to strengthen your faith and calm your mind.